ERIKS North America has long been a well-known distributor that focuses on applications using industrial and hydraulic hose, gasket, and conveying system solutions. The Pittsburgh-based company was number 4 on MDM's 2022 Top Hose and Hose Accessories Distributors list. But the company underwent a year of change throughout 2022, led by its divestment from former parent company, Netherlands-based ERIKS NV, at the end of March of last year. Since then, the company has been busy revamping its leadership team, which included former president and CEO Jeff Crane rejoining the company this past June as its new CEO. The company has since added a new CFO, COO, a new HR leader, and a key industry director. Additionally, this past January, ERIKS North America notched its first completed acquisition since last year's divestment from ERIKS NV in the form of DTAG, a fluid and material conveyance distributor with 2 locations in Ontario and 1 in North Carolina. Jeff Crane joined the MDM podcast to discuss that whirlwind of change for ERIKS North America and what the company is looking to do as a standalone entity going forward. Enjoy. Jeff, thanks for taking the time to be on the MDM podcast.
My pleasure, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Well, 2022 was a year of change for ERIKS North America, and that included you joining the company's board of directors on June 1st, and then taking the position of CEO a month later. You previously served as the company's president and CEO from 2006 to 2015, when it was known back then as Lewis Getz, which ERIKS acquired in 2011 and rebranded in 2018. So now that you've been back with the company for almost a year, what has it been like to rejoin the company and essentially come full circle with it?
Well, Mike, I think first and foremost, I'm humbled to be a part of the organization again and to be a part of driving the growth of the business once again. One of the things that I found upon my return is that the company continues to be blessed with fantastic people, great products and services that are essential and drive the performance of our customers' businesses. We are passionate about documenting the total cost of ownership reductions that we provide our customers. And so we continue to have a wonderful basis on which to grow this business dramatically. And I'm excited to be a part of it again. I'm convinced, having spent the last several months sort of assessing where we are, the opportunity that is in front of us, lots of work to do, lots of opportunities for improvement. But if we aren't today, we will be, and we aspire to be the very best and the biggest player in the markets that we serve.
From 2016 to 2022, you served as the president and CEO of TPC Wire and Cable, which rebranded as Textron in 2021. And I have to think that leading such a well-known manufacturer gave you some great perspective experience on how the dynamics of the distributor-manufacturer relationship has evolved. How has that experience benefited you since you rejoined ERIKS North America?
I should clarify, the name of the company was Trexon. My daughter actually worked for Textron, so it becomes a bit of a riddle in our family sometimes. But yeah, it was TPC Wire and Cable, and we rebranded it as Trexon, which interestingly is what the T in TPC stood for. And so the business was really part manufacturing, part distribution, value add, fabrication in the electrical wire and cable space. And so, what I was able to leverage there was my experience in value add distribution at Lewis Getz and in the industrial rubber space, which translated very well into the value add wire and cable industry. The markets that we served were very similar to the industrial markets that we had served at Lewis Getz, and so my experience at Lewis Getz was helpful in reducing my learning curve there. But in terms of that experience and how that shapes and informs our approach to the opportunities here at ERIKS North America, I think there are a number of opportunities for us to invest in commercial activities and commercial capabilities that we don't have. And where I got a wonderful experience in having those capabilities in-house at TPC, like inside sales, and capabilities that we built at TPC that I think we have the opportunity to build at ERIKS North America as well, like sales operations and driving some alignment around where our biggest and best commercial opportunities lie and how do we align the finite resources that we have around those best opportunities so that we're placing our bets as effectively as we can.
ERIKS North America's 2022 Year of Change included its former parent company, which was a Netherlands-based ERIKS NV, divesting its North American business to Luther King Capital Management. And when that divestment happened, I heard from the ERIKS NV side of how that deal allowed them to focus on their European operations. But I hadn't really heard yet from the ERIKS North America side on what that transition has enabled your company to do. So now that the dust has settled on that, can you give me a general overview of what ERIKS North America looks like today in terms of its size and scope?
Well, I think the simple answer is just the European answer in reverse. It gives us the opportunity with North American talent, North American experts, people that have grown up in this industry and understand the North American supply chain, paths to market, value propositions differently. It allows us to focus our time and attention on the North American business that we understand very well. Beyond that, I think it's worth noting that the ERIKS North America business that the Europeans owned was actually a collection of 4 or 5 businesses that all strong, very good businesses in their own right. But the Luther King acquisition has actually afforded us the opportunity to split those businesses apart and allow them to focus on the products and services that are unique to them, the value proposition that they hold in the marketplace that is unique to them, and focus on the individual growth opportunities that each one of those businesses has. And so, to be clear, the ERIKS North America business that I'm running for Luther King is the Lewis Getz Goodall organization that existed in 2011 that was sold to ERIKS NV. But ERIKS North America, as we refer to it now, does not include some of those other North American entities that were a part of the European North American subsidiary. So businesses like ERIKS Seals and Plastics, which is a wonderful business, serving the rubber seals and mechanical seals industry and markets, is a business that has wonderful growth opportunities on its own. Stu Lowndes and his team are now on their own, in masters of their own destiny and growing that business and focusing on that business. But it's not a part of what we call ERIKS North America anymore. So I think the short answer is the divestment from NV has allowed us as individual businesses to focus on the opportunities that we have to grow our businesses in North America, which is where our great opportunities are.
Thanks for that clarification. Like you mentioned, a lot of moving parts over the last decade with everything involved with the company and its businesses. So clarifying where those different pieces are, that's definitely helpful.
Yep.
Well, besides yourself rejoining as CEO, 2022 also saw ERIKS North America appoint a new Chief Human Resources Officer in Annette Camuso-Sarsfield. I hope I'm saying that right. Yes. And a new CFO in David Brown. And the company announced the appointment of Rich Holderman as key industry director just 2 days ago on March 28th as of this recording. So what can you say about this new look leadership team and its qualities that you have there?
So I should say that some of the rebuilding of the leadership team was born out of necessity. Some of the leaders of the ERIKS North American business were European or Dutch, and by contract, we're going back to Europe when the deal was closed. So the CFO role, a COO role that I'll talk a little bit about, were both vacated, and it became necessary for us to look to North American talent to fill those roles. And so the CHR role had actually sat vacant for some time, and building the right kind of culture and an employer of choice is a key strategic goal for us. So having the right human resources leader as a part of the organization was a high priority for us, and we're thrilled to have Annette join us in early September. Around the same time, Dave Brown joined us as CFO. Again, the previous CFO had gone back to Europe, and so that was obviously important for us and essential for us as well. The one that you didn't mention is the COO role. We've recently recruited a gentleman by the name of Michael Pastor, who comes with decades of rich operational experience in the industrial distribution space, most recently a part of the Command Industrial Organization. Michael joined us in early February and is a great addition to the team and brings, as I said, just a great deal of operational expertise and experience to bear on the opportunities that we have in front of us. And as you mentioned, Rich Holderman, a veteran of our organization, had been with us for many, many years, has decades of conveyor belt, conveyor system, field services experience, and he will be leading a number of the end markets that we serve as a key industry director and helping us to grow in those end markets, which happen to be some of our heaviest conveyor belt field services opportunities that we have as a business. And so we're glad. And I think part of what this leadership team and hopefully I'm able to bring is the ability to attract the kind of talent that we want and need back to the organization that understands the industry and understands what great looked like 10 years ago and how we get to growing this business as fast as we had been growing in the past.
Yeah, a lot of new faces there at ERIKS North America, but it sounds like there's a great amount of experience there for them to hit the ground running. So great to hear about the new team. This past January 11th, ERIKS North America completed its acquisition of fluid and material conveyance distributor DTAG, which has 3 facilities, 2 in Southern Ontario and 1 in, I think it's pronounced Conover, North Carolina.
Correct.
And as far as I know, that's the first acquisition for the company since that aforementioned divestment from ERIKS NV. So what does this addition of DTAG do for ERIKS North America, and how important was it for the company to get that first bolt-on completed under its belt after this year of transition?
Yeah, not only is it the first acquisition since the divestment, it's the first acquisition the organization has made since 2015. And so I'm a big believer in the opportunities that come out of embracing a dual growth mandate. And what I mean by that is building an organization that can grow at 2 or 3 times the rate that the market is growing, and it is also has the resources and the capabilities to do strategic acquisitions that expand geographic footprint, product and service capabilities. And in DTAG with Dean and Lorna Gordon and Dino and Heather Mancy, the shareholders of that business, we found a great hydraulic hose and fitting, but more fluid power distribution business that growing rapidly, serving its customers in state-of-the-art kinds of ways, and one in which we felt, and Dean Gordon agrees, that we can grow faster together than either of us could trying to do this on our own. So hydraulic hose and fittings has always been a core product category for Lewis Getz and ERIKS North America. And Dean and the team at DTAG bring capabilities, key supplier relationships, key customer relationships that we believe very strongly that we can build upon. And so exciting to not only get an acquisition done, but send a signal to the marketplace that we are now, again, an active acquirer, and we're blessed to have the resources and support of the Luther King financial firm behind us, and a board that's supportive of the dual growth mandate that we're embracing, and really excited to see what we can do with DTAG. But if the early days are any indication, it's been a transformative acquisition for us.
And that kind of answers my next question. But with that acquisition completed, with this new leadership team in place and the experience there, it sounds like we can expect further acquisition investments from ERIKS North America in the relatively near future.
Yeah, I would just say that acquisitions are going to be an important part of how we grow and build this business. I'm not here to tell you whether or not there will be one in the near future, but I think it's always something that's top of mind for us, and that we know is going to be a key enabler of what we're trying to build. So yes, that's a key focus for us.
Sure. Speaking of investments, I'm always curious to ask distribution executives what they're doing on the digital side of the business, just given how rapidly everything is changing in this industry in terms of the digital transformation out there and in customer buying habits. So looking at ERIKS North America, are there any recent digital developments out of the company that you can share?
So for me, it's early days in this respect. I think one of the things that ERIKS in Europe did bring to the organization was a big belief in and investments behind how we automate the interaction with our current customers, how we make it seamless and flawless for new customers to come in and do business with us. And so, making and continuing those kinds of investments for, we see our role in the supply chain as providing products and processing transactions seamlessly, error-free, consistently and accurately. And to the extent that we can leverage technology to help us do that, we're going to continue to make those kinds of investments, because that's simply what our customers are going to they do expect and will continue to expect out of distribution partners like us.
All right. Well, that is really all the planned questions I had for you here, Jeff. But is there anything else about ERIKS North America, which is kind of has a new look and feel to it? I mean, it has a new look and feel, but it also has those core elements that have been important to ERIKS along the way. But that said, anything else about ERIKS North America that you think our audience of distribution executives should know that they might already not know?
I think the great questions, Mike. And again, I appreciate the opportunity to talk about the exciting times at ERIKS North America and the transformation that we're going through. We're at a critical inflection point in our business, and are excited about the growth opportunities that are right in front of us, and executing on those. And I'm thrilled and honored to be back and to be a part of it, and glad to be working with a great group of people again. So very excited about the future and appreciate the opportunity to talk about that.
Sure. Yeah, I'm excited for you guys and the new team there, and we'll certainly keep an eye out for any new news out of ERIKS North America. It's been a busy past year for you guys for sure. So once again, Jeff, thanks for taking the time to join us on the MDM podcast.
Thanks, Mike, very much. Enjoyed the time.